Immigration reform has been heating up on Capitol Hill. The president and gang of 8 in the Senate have unveiled their plans for changing the nation's laws. Soon, the House is expected to weigh in. Joining us now from the House Homeland Security Committee, Republican Congressman Blake Farenthold of Texas and Texas Democratic Congresswoman Shelia Jackson-Lee. Good afternoon to both of you, and thanks so much for being with us as we get Congressman Farenthold just all buttoned up there. Let me start with you, if I could, Congressman. What are we expecting from the House? Apparently there's another bipartisan group of House members, like the Senate, who are working on this. Any idea what shape it's going to take?
Well, you know, there's pretty much universal agreement in the House that our immigration system is broken. So we're just trying to find the right solution that everybody can live with.
And Congresswoman Jackson-Lee, the big issue here, at least between the Senate's Gang of 8 proposal and the President's, is a path to citizenship and the timing of that. How do you think it should go in any House version of immigration reform legislation that comes out?
John, I think we should reflect on our history. If we look at the words of Lincoln at the Gettysburg Address, he talked about liberty and the creation of opportunities in democracy, and that's all immigrants want. Over a decade, I've been engaged in the whole issue of comprehensive immigration reform on the Immigration Subcommittee, on Judiciary, now the Border Security Committee. We have a plan, and I think what we have to overcome is the skimping and scheming of those who really don't want a comprehensive plan. We will not be able to finish the job if we do not look at the value and contributions of immigrants over the years. In the 1900s, it was the Italians, the Germans, the Russians who came, and they are now third generation or more. It's a simple process. Earned access to legalization includes all undocumented persons. Some of my Republican friends have announced a plan. We want to just deal with children. Others are afraid of the word amnesty. This is not that. Earned access means that you stand in line, you pay a penalty of sorts that has been looked at by many, many groups, and then you process into a position that you can come from out of the shadows. That's what we need to do. Border security is ongoing, and I have been part of that, and we've made great strides, and we can do more. But we must do it comprehensively.
Congressman Farenthold, where do you come down on the idea of a path to citizenship? Should it be solely for the children of parents who came here illegally? Should it be an orderly process like has been described in the Senate legislation? Should the border be secured first, or can you handle the path to citizenship before you complete border security? Where do you come down on all that?
Well, the real problem is the people who have entered the country illegally or overstayed their visas. We've got to be careful we don't create an incentive for people to continue to do that. I think all sides agree we need to secure the border, but there are a lot of people who overstay visas as well. If we grant amnesty, we're basically sending a message, all right, if you can't get a visa through normal channels, come on over, wait long enough, and there'll be a chance to get in. I agree with my friend from Houston, Congresswoman Jackson-Lee, that there is a human tragedy here, an underclass of people who are without the protection of the law, open to exploitation. Yep. We've got to solve that problem, but we've got to not open the door for the problem to continue with a new crop of people overstaying their visas or crossing the border illegally.
And we will. John, yes, John, go ahead quickly, if you could, Congresswoman.
Yes, we're not talking about amnesty. You know how your mother or someone says, you know, wash your mouth out with soap. We hope we don't have to do that. But it is a process where we do not interfere with the legal process. When I say the legal process, those who've been standing in line. But if we change the system so that we develop an infrastructure of immigration services to get those who are undocumented. Does my friend know that the undocumented in Texas who are working generate $14.5 billion in tax revenue to the state? And $77 billion to the state product. And so what we're saying is we have border security. We have funded the Customs and Border Patrol more than DEA, ATF, and FBI. We have doubled the number of Border Patrol agents. Let's build on that, but you must be able to get the adults and children from out of the shadows, and it is not amnesty. Amnesty did not require anything for those who stayed in the country.
And there is no question.
It's a penalty, and some don't like that, but it is a process that gives regular order to those who have come because they wanted an opportunity, those who may be overstays, and it allows us to build on the intellect of those college students who have come here who want to contribute to this nation.
I've got to jump in here, folks. I'm sorry because time is very short here, but no question this is a complex issue. Will require a lot of discussion. I appreciate both of you taking the time to be with us today. Thanks so much. We'll be back with more news right after this. Stay with us.